Hey guys, today is Saturday and we're going to make a big pasta dinner, and I thought the best thing to go with it would be some homemade artisan loaves of Italian bread. What we're using here is a high-grade flour. It's 4 cups of this, about 2.5 teaspoons of this active dry yeast, about 2 teaspoons of some sort of coarse salt. You put it all in a bowl, mix it around. Now that we have all our ingredients in the bowl, I'm going to pour in 1.5 cups of room temperature or slightly chilled water. And now we're going to take this and just stir it about. And the idea is to turn this into a ball of dough. And then we're going to let it sit for 2 to 3 hours. Just at room temperature. We'll cover the bowl lightly with some plastic wrap and it will start to rise. Almost doubles in size. See there, it's really starting to come together nicely. We'll just let it sit for 3 hours. Now that our dough has expanded, we're going to do the next step, which is shaping it into loaves. And I'm going to simply sprinkle some flour onto the wax paper, which will help it from sticking. The dough is a bit sticky, and that's okay. So you just do your best to get it all out. Cut the dough in half. So I'm working my dough here into loaves. And as you can see, the dough is rather sticky, so it gets a little bit tricky to work with. So I'm just adding a little extra flour, and that helps me to shape it into a nice loaf, maybe a couple of inches wide. Roll it about, just like this. Okay. There we go, it's looking good. Okay. Just give it a little extra love, shape it nicely. Now we're going to let this sit for about 45 minutes, and in that time it will raise up a little bit, and we'll take you to the next step. Alright, so next I have floured the bottom of a pan, and what I like to do just for a little bit of nice texture and a little bit of flavor is I sprinkle in just a bit of garlic powder on the bottom, and that makes for a really nice base for our bread. As you can see, the loaves have really turned out well. So the next step is simple. We're just going to transfer them into our baking pan. You can see it there. Alright, and we'll do the same with this one. Alright, now for this next part, what I like to do is take a really sharp knife and just make a couple of scores on the top. Before we do that, we're just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on the top of the bread. Very carefully. Right across the center. I'll actually just take my finger, rub it in a little bit. Taking the very sharp knife, we're just making some shallow scores across the top. Be careful not to go all the way through. Now we're going to do the very important job of sprinkling the sesame seeds. Sprinkle them on, right on top. Good, yep, sprinkle them about. Good. Okay, we'll just spread them out a little bit. Okay, how about a couple more, Jack?
Yep.
Good boy. Yep. Good. Okay. Good job. Okay, now let's flip it around so you can do the other loaf. Okay, here you go. Yep, go ahead. Good. Excellent work.
I'm putting it in.
You're gonna put it in the oven?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so now that we have our oven preheated to about 225 degrees Celsius, we're gonna pop this in for about 20 to 30 minutes. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just check the hardness on top using the back of a butter knife. I just tap it. It sounds nice and solid, that's perfect. It's looking great.